Actually, the draft just got filled, so we're about to get it going. But I'll have another one coming up here very soon. Another one coming up. Oh, let me do this first. Cancel. We got to turn this sound off. I'm going from pick 7 today. Pick 7, we are doing a 2 wide receiver, 2 quarterback, 2 flex draft. I added fantasy football as a team. What do I do? Check the little if you check the rewards and go all the way to the side, you'll see mine at the top. It should be up there. It should be up there. Mock draft link joins. Mock draft link drops early in the Discord, so make sure you guys join it. Yes, join it. What's up with P? He's always scared. He already knows. He came in talking that big shit and he gone already. He already gone. We'll join back after I eat lunch. Yes, sir. Hey, so if y'all want the rankings, like I said, I'm not going to leave them on there for very long, but they on there now. You want to go get them, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Yeah, but I be scared. Pete's scared as hell, bro. We're going to talk about that next time you're on the show. Justin, when you're done, look at the TikTok video from Tyler. I got you. I got you. I got you. Yeah, we added a flex and a super flex, so be careful with that. Can you play a quarterback as a super flex? Yes, you can. That's the idea, is that you want to have 2 quarterbacks in this. I want to have 2 startable, very startable quarterbacks. I see you got Bijan right before me. All right. Where my boy at? I'm gonna shake things up. I'm gonna go AR my QB3, man. Spoiler alert, he loves Mike Evans. Fantasy Dude was good, my boy. How you living, man? Yes, Mike Evans is him, always. He always and forever. Mike Evans is him. Do not forget to drop a like. Do not forget to drop a like on the video and on. We got 2 likes on this TikTok. I might start charging again, bro. I might just start charging again. We can't get no likes on the TikTok. You got 2 likes, bro. How many does YouTube got? Y'all got 2 likes? Damn, I might have to turn this off, bro. Straight up. 2 likes. What's up with that? We can't even tap the screen for free. We get free at no cost, and we can't even get a tap on the screen. That's wild. Drake London is in my he's up there, bro. You're the best. Appreciate you, D Rose. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, D Rose. Mostert ain't staying healthy all year. Probably not. Shit, he's that's a good bet. I'll say that. Is Breece Hall overvalued? His health is concerning for a first rounder. I don't know if he's overvalued. I think the people that are trying to push him as like the running back 1, maybe that's a little overvalued, right? Like, because it's going to be an Aaron Rodgers-led offense. This isn't the Breece Hall of last year. And they did draft Braylon Allen because of that same concern, the health concerns. I think he's fine, though. Carrillo, the original GOAT, was good, bro. Don't come on here talking about buy Ayuk, bro. Don't come talking about buy Ayuk, bro. You're going to lose the original GOAT status. You're going to lose the original GOAT status. Never. Yeah, if you guys want the rankings, like I said, limited time, they're going to be free. You guys can check them out. I'm doing a mock draft. If you guys got any other fantasy questions, drop them here in the chat. Yeah, drop them in the chat. How long until Superflex becomes the norm like PPR is now? I think Superflex will become the norm here very soon, especially this year when people just realize you can just pick up a quarterback. Like, I think in a lot of single QB leagues, especially like 10-team leagues, you're going to find like Jaden Daniels, Trevor Lawrence, a lot of like top. Aaron Rodgers is going to be out there, Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff, like brand name, Justin Herbert, brand names, and then just like top end talent is just going to be widely available. So I kind of think that that's going to be the norm here, maybe in like 3-4 years. But I think this year it'll be more apparent than ever because quarterback is such a deep position. Best duo wide receiver in fantasy. Probably got to be Waddle and Tyreek, or Cup and Puka. Cup and Puka, or Tyreek and Waddle. That's it. I got you. Hey, I got you, bro. I got you, Carrillo. I see you. Draft strategy with Superflex. Kind of feel out your draft. I try not to take a QB early, but if I see good value, I will. I try to fill out the draft. I never really subscribe to like, you got to take 2 quarterbacks in the first round, or you have to take one in the first round, because I think your team can end up pretty nice if you avoid that. So I think you got to fill out your draft. If you have the number 1 pick, you can be cautious, but if the draft goes a different direction than you're expecting, you're going to be shit out of luck. That's all. I think you could find more quarterbacks later than positional players. Where do we get the rankings after signing up? So you go to fantasy football, you follow the fantasy football tab, and then there's like a reward section. So it'll be free. If you use JHAN, you can get it at no cost. You can get it at no cost. That was a good answer. Clip it. All right, bet. I got to clip it. I got you. Which the Superflex answer? I don't know. I was kind of stumbling through there. I was like mumbling and bumbling, but I'll clip that. And I'm going to put your quote on there too. Dynasty Superflex got offered Neighbors, Zeke, and Algier for ETN. Yeah, take that. Neighbors, Zeke, and Algier. So basically Neighbors for Travis Etienne. Do that. Etienne has 2 more years left as a starter, max. 2 more years. Maybe 3. Maybe. They're already talking about dialing back his workload, right? So Etienne for Neighbors, who's going to be a consensus top 15 receiver for damn near 10 years from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, for sure, you are getting, even in Superflex, you're getting Neighbors in that deal. Take Neighbors and don't look back. Take Neighbors and do not look back, my man. I feel good. I can get a receiver later. Let's go with Joshua. Dolphin said Mostert is number 1. That's what I don't understand is with why is Raheem Mostert the RB29? I don't understand it. It's the exact same situation as last year where he was the RB5. So, yeah, they said he was RB1, which means in the red zone they're going to use him. They drafted Jalen Wright to be like a backup running back more so than like Devin Achane to take on more carries, right? So I'm like, why? What's the deal? Unless you're just planning on Mostert getting hurt, why the hell is he the RB29 in ADP right now? It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all. Really think Aaron Rodgers is going to show up and just give them a clipboard and make him coach? What are you talking about? Make Aaron Rodgers a coach? I don't know. He's crazy. He's crazy, man. Where do we get the rankings? Hopefully I answered that one for you. You find the rankings on Autograph. After you sign up, you have to go to the fantasy football tab, and then you have to go to the rewards section. And if you're here on YouTube, I'm giving away. I'm on Autograph. Check out the TikTok. I have exactly how to find it. Or you can just look down at the bottom. It says Autograph, and you can get my rankings for free on there. Limited time only. Limited time only. Kate said, I've been studying the rankings, Justin. I could tell. Bijan, Gibbs, Mike Evans. That team looks solid right now. If you can get some quarterbacks, that team's gonna be nasty. What's up, Jay Hand? Subscribe to him. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. How many mocks we doing? I'm not sure. Let's see. How many mocks you guys want to do today? You guys just want to mock draft for 8 hours straight? We ain't doing that. All right, I'm gonna clip that shit up. Fantasy dude, for sure. For surely I am. For surely. Oh, I'm gonna come back to that, Ron. I'm gonna come back to that one. I don't like the stack, but I'll take the stack. Pittman, let's go. 16-man league, when do you draft a quarterback? Probably earlier than what I'm recommending. So 16-man league, if it's only one QB, you can probably wait. But I would say around like that Jordan Love, Brock Purdy range, you better be positioning for like a Jaden Daniels, a Trevor Lawrence. Don't get caught with that one. Thoughts on Jacoby Myers as a bench spot? I think he's a good bench player. He just doesn't have a lot of upside, but he should be just as good as he was last year. Thoughts on AR? He could be the quarterback 1. I think he could be the quarterback 1 this year. He has the rushing upside. He'll get rushing touchdowns. Crazy. Jacobs over Kyron's kind of OD. Why do you say that, right? Like Kyron was hurt at 2 times last year. Coming into the season, he was hurt. I think people forget that during the preseason, Kyron was a little banged up. And then he got hurt and was put on IR during a portion of the season. That's why they went and got Blake Corum. So they're not without a running back. So they don't have to play Darrell Henderson in the middle of their season trying to make the playoffs. So I think Blake Corum's going to have a little bit more of a role, probably be used in the red zone. I think because he's a bigger back. So I don't think that Jacobs over Kyron's OD at all. I think Jacobs is going to get all the work he can handle after signing a 4-year deal. That's how I feel. You know what I mean? Like I don't think it's a crazy take at all. And I think Kyron's going to continue to move down ADP. But he earned it. Like he earned top 10 ADP. I just have a lot of concerns with him. He's just risky. He's more risky than I want at that position. That's all. Mostert is so underrated. You 100%. How do I find your rankings? Just downloaded the app, put in your code when I logged in. Awesome. You go to the fantasy football tab. So you have to go to fantasy football first, find that tab, and then go to the rewards section. That's how you get it. Yeah, Brandon, you ain't got to spam, homie. You ain't got to spam. Just ask it once. I'll be trying to get through them. If I miss it, ask it one more time. But I tend to get through the questions pretty good, man. So you don't got to spam. Raul, appreciate you as always, my man. I got second pick in a Superflex Dynasty tight end premium. I've been playing with Neighbors with my second pick. That's crazy. I'm not going to lie. Superflex, That's crazy. You got him as your top receiver on the board? With the second pick coming back around. Yeah, I think you could do better. You just need to see a quarterback there to justify it. I think you could do better. Who else is there? Who else is there at that spot that you like? Yeah, thoughts on AR? I think AR is gonna be money. Will Steelers make Najee workhorse or split time? I think he's gonna split time, but he's still a workhorse, if that makes sense. Dynasty Young Group, Kyler Purdy, Bijan, Gibbs, Neighbors, Odunze, Flowers, Ingram. Good job. Mike Evans or Pittman, wide receiver 1. I like Mike Evans better. It's my pick. Ooh, the receivers dried up on me, huh? Let's go to Mari here. I like this sleeper ADP. Gives me a little bit of value. Get your lineups lined up. Absolutely, man. Maybe I got to run that back, bro. Maybe we'll just use that one. This has got old footage. You know what I'm saying? Get the autograph app ASAP. You already know. Appreciate y'all showing love, man. Does Gibbs have overall RB1 upside or nah? I would say no. The only reason why I say no is just because there's too many weapons there. He would have to catch like 100 balls in order for that to happen. Like 100. Yeah, Brandon, you got to spam, Brandon. I probably missed your question if you spam, bro. JT or Gibbs? I like JT. Bro. Where are the free rankings? I mean, what? Are you asking where they at? Y'all got to do all the work for you. It's on the autograph app, my man. Use code JHAN. You'll get them for free. You gotta go to the fantasy football section of it, and then you can download the rankings after that. It's in the rewards after you download. Feeling Stafford toughest QB into 5. Feeling Matt Stafford toughest QB into 5. I don't get it. CeeDee Lamb number overall pick. I'm not mad at CeeDee Lamb number 1. I'm not mad at it. How many teams on paper have a better team than Miami? A lot with the defense. Yeah, I think the defense is decent, but there's some more complete team. The Niners are a more complete team on paper. Pitts or Ingram? Give me Kyle Pitts. Jaden Daniels or Kyler Murray? Give me Kyler Murray. Appreciate y'all running up the likes over 1,000, man. Appreciate y'all. Yo, Jahan, have you seen my DM on Discord? I probably did. I don't remember exactly what it was. I'll take a look after it's done. Maybe I didn't. I thought I got you into the I got you as a sub, right? So I saw that come in. I'll check again. Let me check one more time. All right, it's my pick. So far, I got Anthony Richardson, Jonathan Taylor, Jacobs, Pittman, and Cooper. I kind of want to keep working on flex options. Quarterbacks, I still feel good about the quarterbacks that are left. George Kittle and Mark Andrews are still here, but I got to get a receiver, bro. Calvin Ridley, my man, he's being disrespected in sleeper ADP right now. It's disrespected. Best draft rookie this year. Best rookie to draft. I mean, if you're not getting Marvin Harrison Jr., you're not getting Jaden Daniels. Those are probably my 2 favorite rookies at their positions. And then I like Trey Benson a little bit more than Jonathan Brooks. Thoughts on Cooper Kupp? I think he can bounce back. I think he bounces back in a major way. I think he finishes the season top 15 like at floor if he stays healthy for 15 games or more. Thoughts on the Bengals backfield? Zach Moss is a safe one. Chase Brown is the upside risky play. K9 thoughts. Yo, Carrillo, I think K9 could be really good this year, especially because the line is a little bit better than it was last year, but he's got that home run ability in this offense. I feel like he's going to have a lot of chances at home runs, and they're going to use him in the passing game a little bit more. So I feel like man, K9 could have a really nice season. I mean, he's going like RB19 or 20. So I like where he goes. He's more like an RB2, and he has high upside. You can get him after you've gotten like 3 receivers and a running back. Matthew Stafford underrated, should be at 5. Hell no, he's not at 5. Ain't no way. Jay and the GOAT. Ryan, you the GOAT, man. Appreciate you. Caden's building an RB super team. In this format, it does, that's not a bad move. Bijan, Gibbs, Kamara, Mixon with Evans and Goff. Yo, the team is coming out kind of nasty, Cade. I want to see how you finish that one up. How you feeling about H-Han this year? He's bulked up a little bit. He's like 192 now. So, he's almost 200 pounds. But sometimes when you put on weight, you lose a little bit of speed. You lose a little bit of agility. I don't know if that's the case with him because he's so damn fast and he's a track guy. So I think he'll always be fast. It's just, for me, I think he's going to be more used in a receiving role. As a receiving role, right? Like, as opposed to, we're going to give this guy 15 carries. I think a lot of people are just expecting him to take over take over like all the carries and become the lead back. I don't think that's the case. I think they want to use him as like as a receiving back or as a complimentary back and let somebody a little bit bigger carry the load. So I don't think he was drafted to be the long-term number one option. I think he's a little bit more fringe than that. Maybe he gets an opportunity if one of the other backs goes down, but I think Achane has upside. But I think a lot of people are looking too much into his fantasy points per game and what he did in the first 3 weeks and if he stays healthy. He was hurt 3 times last year. He was hurt 3 times last year. I'm totally a newbie in fantasy football. Hey, don't worry about it, Juan. At some point, you know what I mean? Everybody's new, but I would say if you're tuning in here, you're going to be better off than most people. I will say that. I'll say that with confidence. That was one comment I got last year a whole lot was like, oh, it's my first time ever playing fantasy and I won my league. And I was like, bro, that makes me feel really good because that means I did my job, you know? That means I did my job in a major way. If there's a lot of people saying, hey, I won my league, I'm like, man, that's for me, I feel really good about that. Ingram tight end 1 after Laporta easily. Hell nah. Hell nah. They got Christian Kirk is back. Christian Kirk is back. All right, thoughts on Brock Bowers? I think Brock Bowers is solid. But he's just going to need a little he's going to need time, man. Devontae Adams is a target hog there. Thoughts on Will Levis in the backfield? I think Will Levis has upside. Getting him as a QB2 in Superflex, I like it. And then the backfield is going to be a 1A, 1B. I could see either one of them having good weeks. Kind of reminds me of what Najee and Jalen Warren will be. Like both of those guys were top 25 backs last year. I could see it being the same way there. Trashing Stafford because I want to see Stetson Bennett. I don't even know if Stetson Bennett's still on the team. I know he stepped away. Jimmy Garoppolo's the backup now. How do you like Zamir White? I think Zamir White's an RB2. RB2. Travis Kelce, what's good, Tom? Tom from MySpace. TK, the number 1 tight end this year to you? No. I got Laporta as the safest. Trey McBride has the best upside, I think, to finish tight end 1. And then I think Kelsey's number 3 for me. But there's some drafts I take him just because I feel like I want a star-studded lineup. So I think all 3 of those guys are interchangeable depending on your draft type. I agree. I've been snagging him up after I get 3 receivers in Camaro. Talking about K9, hell yeah. I think he could be RB2. You like Rashad White, 3rd round keeper? No, that's too early for Rashad White. You probably got somebody else. But Rashad White, I don't hate it. But you probably have somebody else. I got to be dumb. I can't find the rankings on the app. So it's hard, right? You have to go to fantasy football first. Go to fantasy football. And then what you do is you look for the rewards. After you add fantasy football as like a category you could follow, then you go to the rewards. You'll find them in there. Why is Team 7 looking better than the others? Got to be using the best rankings. I wonder where those rankings are coming from. Coming from the mental up here. Oh, I forgot to grab the quarterback. That's all good. That's all good. I forgot to grab the quarterback last time. That was going to be my game plan. That's all right. Yeah, let's just do it now. No. I'm good. Let's grab Ingram. Right now. I see the guy I want down there. Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown. Yo, if your comment's not coming up, it's for whatever reason, this shit's like monitoring the comments way too much. So if I don't answer your question, just ask it again. Sometimes it's not coming up. Thoughts on Marvin Harrison? I talked about Marvin Harrison on the page. I think he's getting a little overrated, but at the end of the day, he's going to be a top 20 receiver in my opinion. Appreciate you, nobody. Whoever, I couldn't see the name on there. Appreciate you, bro. McLaurin, Keenan, or Amari Cooper. I have Amari Cooper, then Keenan, and McLaurin. They're all in a similar tier to me. I think I have Cooper rated the highest. Dynasty rank these 3: Neighbors, Gibbs, Nakua. I'd probably go with Neighbors up top, then Gibbs, then Nakua. And it's close. Where should you be drafting Christian Kirk as a wide receiver 3? Back end wide receiver 3, high end wide receiver 4, depending on your league size. What's your thoughts on Dalton Kincaid? I think he could have a decent season. A lot of targets to go around. Josh Allen will spread it out, kind of like they were doing towards the second half of last year. I think that's why Diggs got his ass up out of there. But yeah, I think there's, Dalton Kincaid. He could be a top 5 tight end. I think that's a lofty goal for him. Top 5 tight end this year. Yo, Ja, what's good, Brody? How you living, man? Thoughts on George Pickens? I actually have a George Pickens post coming out here, probably after this live is done. George Pickens. To the moon, man. He's firmly in my top 25 receivers. So George Pickens, I think he could have like a 1,300-yard year this year. I mean, there's nobody else on his team unless they decide they're going to sign Michael Thomas which I don't really think that move really helps them, or they trade for Ayuk. Other than that, it's George Pickens. Like, I think he could have an incredible year. Carrillo, you said, oh shit, I missed it. Hold on. Niners still contenders if they lose Ayuk? Yeah, they are, but I just think you lose a little bit of firepower, but that's why you go get a Ricky Pearsall, and that's why you re-sign Jawan Jennings. So maybe a little bit, but it depends all on Ricky Pearsall. If he can step in there, then the Niners will be fine. We have a deep enough team. I can keep Zamir White. Yeah, keep Zamir White in the 16th over Rashad White in the 3rd. Zamir White in the 16th over Rashad White in the 3rd. I think you'll be fine doing that. I didn't take another QB? Cool. Let's get Gino here. I feel good about this team. I feel real good about this team. Only thing is I want one more receiver I haven't grabbed yet. Allen Coleman's stack is kind of cold. Yes. So my only thing with Josh Allen is, you could stack him with Coleman. You can stack him with Curtis Samuel. You can stack him with Dalton Kincaid. Like, there's just a few different options on that team. Because there's so many targets available, we don't exactly know how this thing's going to play out. So I got a feeling it's going to be distributed pretty easily, but it's pretty evenly. But I do like, I like Keon Coleman. You worry about rookies and just coming in and catching on as quick as everybody else. Tight end is the future player in the NFL. What you mean by that, homie? What's Kelsey worth in Dynasty? Depends on if you're contending or if you're selling. Just get maximum value for him. Somebody's going to want him for a championship. He just signed a 2-year deal. Thoughts on Tay Adams? He's still elite. He's my wide receiver 7. Are you scared that Kincaid only had his best games with Knox injured? No, not at all. They're going to start him now. It's a good point, but I'm not really concerned about it. Thoughts on Mark Andrews? I think Mark Andrews is good, but he just doesn't have a real big ceiling, right? If he was 808, I think that's kind of the expectation for him. Lamar doesn't really force it to anybody, and I know he was using Mark Andrews at a pretty high rate last year until he got hurt, but I kind of think Isaiah likely gets more involved. I think Rashad Bateman gets more involved. They got to spread the ball out a little bit to move the passing attack. So they didn't really address receiver this year. They're expecting Rashad Bateman to take like a nice level up. They got Devontae Walker in the 4th round, so they got a speed guy. I just think that I think Mark Andrews kind of is who he is. He's not Travis Kelce. He's not like a game changer at tight end. I think he's an elite tight end, but he's more of a floor-based tight end than like a ceiling-based tight end. That's how I feel about him. And I think he's a good value actually right now. It's like tight end 4 or 5. I think he's good value. Marv worth the 2nd-round pick over Tay or Puka? No, I like Devontae Adams over both. Keeper league for 5th-round pick, keep London or Evans. I personally like Mike Evans more, but if you're trying to keep this for the future, I'm cool with keeping Drake London. Like I said, if you guys want the rankings, download the Autograph app, use code JHAN. They'll be free. Normally, I charge $25 a month for them. You guys are getting a monthly version of that, not a weekly version. A monthly version of that for July before training camp starts for the absolute free. For the absolute free. 12-man, what should your strategy be? I think you just adjust it a little bit. I talked about this. If you have players in similar positions, you got to downgrade the receivers just a little bit, right? You want to go a little bit more running back heavy because the receptions, right? So you're going to lose about 50 points on the receivers. You're going to lose about 20 to 25 points on the running backs, depending on if they're pass catching backs or not. So just know that going into your drafts, you kind of got to downgrade the receivers a little bit and upgrade the running backs, which for this year is actually a really good strategy because there's a lot of value at the running back position. Who's taking the lead in the KC receiver room? I think it's still going to be Travis Kelce based. Rashee Rice, we got to make sure he's getting suspended. If he doesn't get suspended, it'll be him. If he gets suspended for 6 to 12, 4, 8 games, whatever the suspension is, I think Hollywood Brown has to be the assumption that he's going to lead this passing attack. He signed a 1-year deal to try to up his value in free agency. So it would be Hollywood Brown. I'm just not expecting a whole lot out of him. I'm not. I think Kelsey's going to be fine. He'll be a 1,000-yard guy again, 10 touchdowns, somewhere around there. So Superflex first 2 rounds rankings for Dub Clubs. Cade, you asked for it. You got it. Rankings for Dub Club only. I got you, bro. Superflex first 2 round rankings. I got you. You doing a mock after this one? Absolutely. I'll do another mock. I will do another mock. Step up on me in every draft type. No, sir. Never a step up. You know, even when you guys step up on me, I got to step up on you, dog. What do you think about Terry McLaurin? I think he's a good floor play this year with Jaden Daniels at quarterback. So it just depends if Ayuk goes there, that changes things. But Ayuk, I mean, Terry McLaurin, we kind of know who he is, right? 1,005. He's kind of just set for that every year. How do you feel about the Tennessee offense? I talked about Tennessee offense. I feel like it's like the Tampa Bay offense. Like, to me, there's just a lot of potential. It's going to go late. So you're going to get a lot of value within that offense, in my opinion. A lot of value within that offense. I'd never draft 2 tight ends, but I think I'm about to here, bro. Shit. I never draft 2 tight ends. I'm not drafting 2 tight ends, bro. I'm not drafting 2 tight ends. I should have went running back there. Jacobs will be a top 5 running back this year. How do you see that? How do you see that playing out? Where do you think Ayuk will end up? I think he'll stay in San Francisco. The Niners are pretty good about playing hardball like they did with Debo before. So Nick Bosa the year before, like the Niners are pretty good about that. So I think Ayuk will show up, try to get paid. I don't think he's not sitting out this year. And the Niners don't just like give in and trade people, even though he asked. Bro, hey man, I got a really complex question. Could I please join the live? No, just ask it in the chat, homie. Ask it in the chat. Appreciate you following, but just ask it in the chat. Ask it in the chat. Or if you want, put in the comment section of a YouTube video, not a TikTok video. Put it in the comment section of a YouTube video, and I'll try to get to it. That's a little easier for me to navigate through. When does Hawkinson come back? They've been talking about it being mid-season where he comes back. So I don't know the answer to that. And I'm not an injury doctor, nor do I try to be, but everything I've seen says about mid-season. So, and then he might be slow to come back. It's an ACL. We got to see how that plays out. Mixon or Achane, I'm going Mixon 100%. 100%. Or, hey, if you can go, appreciate this, bro. You can go to the Discord. If you go to the Discord, you can ask too, and somebody might be able to help you besides me. Thoughts on Adams and Olave this year? I think Adams will be fine. I think Olave will be fine too. Just don't set the bar too high for Olave. I did a video on both of those players. I think I already dropped. Did I drop the Devontae video already? Devontae video is coming up too this weekend. Devontae video is coming up. Can you rank the teams? Yeah, I'll rate the teams. I'll rate the teams after. Been trying to become a member to get in the league, but I can't figure out how to do it. Is it cool if I DM you to try and join a league or just get some help becoming a member? Yes, you can DM me, homie. You can DM me. Like I said, there's a bar, in the description, there's a link that I put that allows you to just become a member through there. So try that. If that doesn't work, we'll find a way, bro. We'll find a way, Chris. I got you, homie. You on my radar now, so I got you. I hate these backs. Let me get my guy Tank because I think he's gonna show out a little bit. Oh, I gotta talk about this too. Talk about this. Christopher, join the Discord. There should be a link in his bio. Boom, there it is. See, my dude Kate already on it. Appreciate you, homie. Appreciate you, homie. I hate the fact that I'm 1,000% in on Pitts and Cup this season. Why? Both have really good potential for where they're going. I'm a Chiefs fan. Think Mahomes can have another 5K 50 TD season. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibilities. It's Mahomes. So I ain't never doubting Mahomes. Never doubting Mahomes. I'm thinking Chase at 104, follow with Derrick Henry and Neighbors. That is not a J-Hen team. If you follow me at all, you know that's not a J-Hen team. So I'd be careful with Neighbors at the 3, 4. That's heavy for a rookie. I have Chase and Henry in the first pick. Do I go Saquon or Harrison? I rock with Saquon. I feel like you got Saquon. That would be a dope. Saquon, Henry, and Chase would be a very good look for you. Very good look for you. Appreciate everybody following, man. Trying to, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate you guys. There's going to be a lot of content coming your way here over the next month. So this will become a members only chat very soon. I do occasionally where it's open like this, but most of the chats will become member only this year. So just know that that's on the way. DK or Cup? This has been a hard one for me. I like Cooper Cup a little bit more than DK Metcalf, though. I just think the upside for Cup is too high. Kate said he's got the RB God Squad. We're going to check out these teams here in just a second. Let me get through a couple questions on TikTok, and then I'll rank the teams. And then I'll also draft a new. If you guys want to get in on the mock draft, come over. You got to join the Discord. Join the Discord to try to get into the mock draft. There's a mock draft channel in there. I throw all the mock drafts in there. You like any of the Bengals running backs? I like Zach Moss for floor, Chase Brown for upside. Take BA. We'll take Lamb from Dallas. Hey, shit! If we can get CD in a swap, let's go. I like your content. It's very concise and backed by the facts. Yes, sir, Bengal. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. I try to get to it, man. Ain't no need to bullshit and sensationalize all this shit, man. It's just fantasy at the end of the day, right? All the players we're taking are starters for the most part. All the players are good. We got to find the bad with the good players, and we got to find some good in the bad players, and try to find value where we can. That's all I'm about, man. I'm about value. I don't got no attachment to any of these players. I will draft new players every year. I have new favorites every year and some old ones. But for the most part, man, it's about value in fantasy. That's how you win. You win by having value. That is how you win. Are you worried about IU holdout? Yes. Notice you had him higher than Debo. I'm not changing anything until it happens. So until it happens, I'm not going to react to something that I think is going to happen. I react to things that do happen. You can try to anticipate, but for things like, do I think he's going to get traded? I have no clue. Is he going to get hurt? I have no clue. Unless they've shown me a history of that, I'm not going to try to be, play crystal ball here. That's not what I'm doing. With my rankings, all I'm trying to do is leverage my team to have the best type of upside with a very high floor. That's all I'm trying to do. And in the fantasy playoffs, I want to have the strongest team possible on a week-to-week basis. That's what I'm dealing with. Without, because you got to win 3 weeks. You got to win 3 weeks in the fantasy playoffs. So the people that take like HN, you might get the 50-point week. You might get, the 8-point week. I want the 50-point week, but I also want a 15-point week the other weeks. All right, let me go over these teams. Your hat game is fire. Appreciate you, bro. That DC. The Nationals hat. This one's fire. I got the little patch on the side too. This one's dope. Yo, you should do a video or a post on Dub Club on ADP values on different fantasy platforms. I'll do that. I'll do a post on Dub Club. Are you on Dub Club, Ulysses? I'll do a post on Dub Club that talks about ADP on like the biggest differences in ADP on ESPN, Yahoo, and Sleeper. The only thing is on ESPN, I think it's half point PPR on ESPN, so that's why a lot of the running backs go higher on there. But I'll still talk about it. What round would you take a quarterback in? As late as possible. Late as possible. There's in a 10-team or 12-team league, in a single QB league, there's plenty of options. Plenty of options. Adams or Marv? Give me Adams. Give me Adams. Why does the Giants, man? I don't know what the Giants are doing in that front office, bro. But like the way he handled Saquon Barkley makes him look terrible. Like, hey, man, we're gonna offer you so much under the market. You can go test this out, but hey, give me a heads up if somebody gives you a better offer. Like, what? What were they doing? And they look bad, bro. And he has a bunch of yes men around him too. Guys, before I get into these rankings of the whatchamacallit, before I get into the rankings of these teams from the mock draft, make sure to download the Autograph app, use code JHEN, and you'll find it under fantasy football in that tab. And then there's also a rewards tab is where you'll find the free rankings. All right. That's where you'll find the free rankings. Let me know what you guys think about them. They're not the same as everybody else's. I'll say that. Justin, what is the GOAT channel in Discord? It's a mods channel. So if anybody wants to be a mod, that's a GOAT. You can ask me. You can be a mod in the Discord. You ask me to be a mod. Anybody that's a mod is in the GOATs channel in Discord. So if you want to be a mod and help me out throughout the season when things get hectic, just ask me in there. There's a tab that says I want to be a mod. So in the Discord. And I need help. But that's what it is. All right. First team. We got Derrick Henry and Achane in the at running back, Josh Allen and Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, Mark Andrews at tight end, Puka Nacua, Nico Collins at the receiver position. Then we got a mix of David Montgomery, Keon Coleman, and Romeo Doubs at flex. To me, I feel like that might be kind of weak, but I haven't seen the rest of the team. So I'll give this a 7-9. Not overly ecstatic about this team. This could be a good team, though. Could be a good team. CMC, Kenneth Walker, Javonte Williams, Blake Horn. Remind me, somebody drop a message on the YouTube that reminds me to talk about Audric Esteen. Somebody drop a message on there that says, hey, Jahan, you need a reminder, talk about Audric Esteen. And then receivers, Devontae, Brandon Ayuk, DK Metcalf, Jaden Reed, Jameson Williams. You got Caleb Williams and Kirk as your quarterbacks, and then Cole Kmet at tight end. So I think you did pretty good with this team. Your flex options are going to be DK and Jaden Reed, so I think you're really solid there. You got two big question marks, in my opinion. Will Caleb look good, and will Cole Kmet be the only tight end on that team? Because they did trade for Gerald Everett as well. So just a big question mark at your quarterback and tight end. Otherwise, I'd say this is a better team. I think this is kind of like a 7-8 to me, though. No, you got you're top heavy, though. I'll give this an 8. I'll give this an 8 flat. This should make the playoffs, but you got some pretty big question marks there. That boy B-Dot, you got Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson. If Deshaun hits, this could be a decent setup. Rashad White and Zamir White with Jerome Ford and Trey Benson. Garrett Wilson, Drake London, George Pickens, Keenan Allen at the receiver and flex spots. So I think this is a good team. You got some good upside with like Pickens and Drake London. Obviously, Lamar Jackson, great start. Your whole draft depends on Deshaun Watson and what he does. Because if he looks like shit, David Njoku's value's in the trash, and Deshaun Watson's value's in the trash. I think Deshaun will be fine. So I'll give his team like a solid 8. A solid 8. All right, Joe Burrow, Herbert as your quarterbacks. You took Herbert way early, in my opinion, here. CeeDee Lamb, Marvin Harrison, Hollywood Brown, Jordan Addison as your receivers, with DeAndre Swift and Connor as your running backs. Zach Moss is your flex, and then Addison as your flex, or Hollywood Brown as your flex. This team, you got Kelsey. I feel like this team is good, but you're just kind of weak, bro. And you got a really big question mark at Harrison and at Hollywood Brown to me. Like just two guys in new spots. And then your running back game isn't strong enough really to like kind of carry this, especially like with Herbert too. Question marks with him in that offense. So I get this team like a 7-6. Sorry, I'm not a big fan of this one. Not a big fan of this one. Muhammad, we got Tyreek Hill, DJ Moore, Tank Dell at your receivers, Etienne and Cook at running back, Dak and Jaden Daniels at quarterback, Brock Bowers at tight end, Rashee Rice, Tajay Spears, Cortland Sutton, Jacoby Myers. So I think you actually cleared out the depth really good here with Rice, Tajay Spears, Cortland Sutton, and Jacoby Myers. Got some good value here late in the draft. I'm just kind of worried about your starters like Etienne. He played well last year, but if he splits carries, that'll be tough. James Cook was really inconsistent at times last year. Tank Dell is the third receiver. Brock Bowers, rookie tight end. And we saw Michael Mayer didn't get a whole lot of love last year doing the same thing. So I have a lot of questions about this team. This is like a 7-8. A 7-8 out of 10. 7-8. 7.8 out of 10. Cade, you got Bijan, Jahmyr Gibbs, Alvin Kamara, Joe Mixon. Great start there at running back. You got Goff and Stafford there who can carry you at quarterback. Mike Evans, Terry McLaurin, Christian Watson, Curtis Samuel. You absolutely need you don't even need the receivers to hit because you got Kamara and Mixon in your flex spot. So your starting lineup of Stafford, Goff with Schultz, Bijan, Gibbs, Kamara, Mixon, Evans, McLaurin. That's a nasty lineup. Good job, Kate. I'm going to get that like an 8-2. This is a good lineup. And you got Nick Chubb there. You got Nick Chubb too. Like this is a good team. This is a good team. Only thing is you just need like one. If Christian Watson hits, that's a smash. You got upside and floor though there with Watson and Samuel. Good job. My team, I got Anthony Richardson and Geno Smith with Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs, Najee Harris, Michael Pittman, Amari Cooper, Calvin Ridley. I wish I would have did a little bit better at receiver, but I probably, instead of taking A-Rich here, I probably could have waited on a quarterback like I've been talking about. I wanted to try it out, and I'm not a fan. I should have just took Justin Jefferson. I think I would have felt much better about this team if I'd have grabbed a quarterback here somewhere else. So I think it seems like an 8-1. I like it. I think it's a good setup. I think I started off strong, but I didn't finish with the receiver play I wanted. I know I only need to start Pittman and Cooper, but yeah, I think I could have done a little better. 8-1. All right, Tyson, you got Jefferson, Kupp, and T. Higgins. Good job. Aaron Jones and Tony Pollard as your running backs. You got Singletary and Gus Edwards as backups. C.J. Stroud and Mayfield with Sam Laporta at tight end. Good job, dude. Tyson, you killed this. This is probably my favorite team so far. I'm not going to hold you. This is probably my favorite team so far. It's almost like I drafted it, bro, except for the end down here. But good job, Tyson. I'm going to give you this an 8-3. Probably my favorite team so far. 8-4. 8-4. Aiden Lee, you got Jalen Hurts, Kyler Murray, with Chris Olave and Malik Neighbors at receiver, Isaiah Pacheco, Jalen Warren at running back. I know you're not feeling this team. Chuba Hubbard, Antonio Gibson down there at the bottom. Christian Kirk, DeAndre Hopkins, Deontay Johnson. You got a lot of question marks to fill out your starters is the only thing. Like, I love getting strong quarterback play. The rest of your team is going to be a little suspect, though. I like getting Trey McBride to kind of upgrade that a little bit. I think this team to me is like a 7-9, probably 7-8. Not a fan of it, but it might rank high. Like if you were doing like, projected points for week 1, this might look like a good projected team. But I think throughout the season, this team will kind of do you dirty. All right, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Devontae Smith, Rome Odunze, and Lad McConkey at your receivers. Lad, Kyron Williams, Jonathan Brooks, Austin Eckler, and Chase Brown. You got a lot of question marks here at running back. Kyle Pitts with Brock Purdy and Pat Mahomes. Not a fan of this team. I know you got good, strong quarterback play, but I am not a fan of this team with Jonathan Brooks and Austin Eckler being your 2 starting options at running back outside of Kyron Williams. I get this team like a 7-6. All right, Teddy, you got Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Stephon Diggs with Jordan Love and Tua. Good job. Raheem Mostert as your second running back. Godwin and JSN down there as your third and fourth receiver. Tight ends are Kincaid and Hawkinson. Great job here. You got some upside with Worthy and Kendre Miller if anything happens to Kamara. I think you did a good job here. This is like an 8-3. Strong team. Very strong team. A.J. Brown, Diggs, Godwin, Smith at the flex. Yeah, this is a strong team. I think this is like an 8-3. And then Derek, you got Chase, Waddle, and Debo with Breece Hall and Stevenson. So good job on your receivers and your flex. Trevor Lawrence and Will Levis. So if Will Levis hits, this is going to be a nasty team. You got George Kittle at tight end. Zay Flowers is a backup. Brian Robinson is a backup. So great backups as well. I think this team is probably a stronger team too. This is an 8-2 or 8-3, man. Good job. Good job, man. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Did I rank the teams fairly? Did I show love to somebody I shouldn't have? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Pick 5, Chaser, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I got St. Brown. Any spots in the league? Not yet. Not yet. Let's see. ETN or Mixon? I like Mixon more. You got to fix the mod stuff, though, because you got the roll sorted all wrong. That's for another day. I just set that shit up. Did kind of fast, so. How do I get the rankings? I downloaded Autograph, and it shows your code. Use your code, but it shows nothing else shows up. So what you do is you have to follow Fantasy Football as one of your feeds, and then go into the feed and check the rewards. And in the rewards is where you'll see it. It'll say Justin Henry's rankings. You got to follow the Fantasy Football rankings, though. The Fantasy Football feed. How you feeling about Tony Pollard and Eckler? I think Pollard I like a little bit more than Eckler, but I think Eckler might be a value this year back in RB3 land. So to me, I think Eckler is going to be like PPR. He'll be like a flex-worthy option for a majority of teams. And then Tony Pollard could probably be an RB2, but I just want to see how he looks in the offense. I feel good about both those guys, though. Did anyone hear what he said there? Sorry, did I cut out? I might have cut out. I'm going to guess he said, don't forget to rate L. Hawley's team. No, I said, don't forget to remind me about Austin Audric Esteem. Audric Esteem. That's what I said, but I remember now. Audric Esteem. Carrillo, my guy. He said, in one league I have Hill, Cup, Evans, Palmer as wide receivers. I think that's solid, bro. Those 3 already is just hella strong. So, hella strong. Kyle Pitts and Zach Moss. I like Kyle Pitts. Think he has upside to be the tight end 1, and then I like Zach Moss too. I think he's like a flex option, a safe flex option. Or if you go like 0 receiver for whatever reason, he could be an RB2. Yes. So Audric Esteem, I wanted to talk about this because this is not normally a Justin player, like a J-Hen player. This does not fit that category. It's not going to. But the one thing that I have kind of learned over the years is when you hear about a running back out of nowhere that the team just really likes and that they want to get more carries, and you hear a lot of like the beat writers talking about how potentially he's going to be a starter and shit, like the coach talks good about him. I think that's important to note, especially when the starting spot isn't like just there. It's not locked in for Javonte Williams, right? So you got Javonte Williams, you got Samaje Perine. assuming that they're fighting for a roster spot, which some of these rumors have to be true, Audric Esteem is like Jaleel McLaughlin is the backup. He's the pass catching back. Esteem is the guy they drafted this year. He's a bigger back. Like he could handle the load. So if it's not Javonte and he becomes the starter, this guy might be like a flex option at RB3. So he's somebody I'm going to bump up the rankings. I typically don't buy into this, right? But I have been burned by this multiple times over the last couple of years. One year was Dameon Pierce, where I said, I like that. I like who was it? Marlon Mack. I like Marlon Mack a little bit more. I also said 2 years ago, I said, who was it? I had it right on the top of my head. There was another running back like this last year. Who was it? I just had it at the top of my head. Who was it? Holy shit, why can't I think of it? Who was it? I know we did it with Achane last year. There's a lot of people who were excited about Achane. That's not who I'm talking about. Who was I just talking about? There was somebody 2 years ago where we did the same thing, where everybody was hyping him up. There was not a I said Dameon Pierce. That was one. And then the second one, why can't I think of who I was just about to say? Unheralded pick. Oh, Isaiah Pacheco 2 years ago. Isaiah Pacheco. There was all this talk about Pacheco. He looks good in camp. They really like him. But Clyde Edwards-Helaire had already been drafted, and Jerick McKinnon was over him. And then Isaiah Pacheco took over too. So I don't think Audric Esteem is going to be like this league-winning back and this guy you must draft or anything like that. But I think I am going to put him up closer to like the top 45 than I have him right now. I have him lower. So next week's rankings are going to look a little bit different when it comes to him. Audric Esteem, this is a player that I don't have a lot of like, I'm not like all in on this guy or I'm moving him up the rankings because I think he's going to be good. I'm moving him up because I've learned my lesson in the past on running backs like this. So that's what I'm doing. Yo, I always get an 8.1 or 8. That's good. There's nothing wrong with that. Maybe it's the players you're taking that I just don't like. Or thoughts on Richardson, 20 a game last year? I'm all in on Anthony Richardson. Dame, what's good, bro? What's good, Dame? He said Diggs or Achane keeper. I like Diggs keeper, but if you want Achane for the upside, I'm not mad. Just keep Pittman. Keep Pittman. It worked. Appreciate you, bro. While I'm here, Kyron or Henry, I like Derrick Henry this year. Gibbs or Taylor, I got Taylor slightly over Gibbs. In that same league, I have K9, Swift, Singletary, Chuba as your backs. It's good. You need some upside on your bench, though. You got Swift and K9. You need some upside on your bench somehow. Make some moves. What are your thoughts on Caleb and A-Rich this year? I think A-Rich has a ton of ceiling, and I think that Caleb is going to go through some growth spurts. Like he's got to go through it a little bit, some growing pains. A lot of rookie quarterbacks that come in, especially ones that are taken at number one, they have a lot of things that they have to go through, like learning an offense. You got star players that need the ball. I think it might take a little bit of time with Caleb. Thoughts on Juwan Jennings? Could be a sleeper in like 16-team leagues. I'd stay away, but if Ayuk gets traded, I think he has more of an impact than Ricky Pearsall. Pick 9. You want me to draft from pick 9? Great unbiased rankings. I just don't trust the team with Aaron Jones and Tony Pollard as their running backs. Yeah, I hear you, but if they hit, like the rest of the team was just stout, and you got like Gus Edwards, Singletary, like backs that can go in there. But yes, I hear you.